You've been told to find your purpose, your passion, your one true calling. But what if that very search keeps you lost? I remember a time when I was drowning in self-help books, each promising a formula for a meaningful life. The more I read, the more fragmented I felt. You scroll through career lists, personality types, life hacks, all trying to name yourself. Yet the more you define, the more trapped you become. Laozi saw this trap 2,500 years ago. His answer is radical: stop trying to name the nameless. Imagine a bird that spends its life deciding if it's a sparrow or a finch, while forgetting to fly. That's you. Labels are useful, but they become cages when you mistake them for truth. Laozi invites you to step into the open sky of not knowing. It's terrifying at first, but it's the only place you can truly live. To understand Laozi's insight, feel the world he lived in, the warring states period in China, endless conflict, crumbling order. Confucius proposed rigid roles. Legalists demanded strict laws. But Laozi, a keeper of archives, saw that all this naming was part of the problem. When you call a man enemy, you justify war. When you call yourselves failure, you live it. He whispered, the way that can be spoken is not the eternal way. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. He pointed to a freedom beyond labels, a return to the source before words, before division. Imagine a world without names, no good or evil, no self or other. Just the raw flow of experience. That's the world beneath the surface. Names are like fingers pointing at the moon. Don't look at the finger, see the moon itself. This is the opening of the Tao Te Ching, the book that has inspired seekers for millennia. Listen to its words and feel the weight. The Chinese original is spare, poetic, like a riddle. The first chapter is the key. It's a meditation on the limitations of language and ultimate reality. Laozi doesn't want you to just understand intellectually. He wants you to feel the gap between the word and the thing. That gap is where freedom lives. Read these lines slowly. Let them wash over you like water over stone. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. Nameless is the origin of heaven and earth. Named is the mother of 10,000 things. Thus, constantly without desire, you observe the mystery. Constantly with desire, you observe the manifestations. These two arise together but have different names. They are both called mystery. Mystery beyond mystery, the gate to all wonders. There is a story of a master potter named Ch.1. He was famous for tea bowls so delicate that light passed through them. A young disciple asked, "Master, what is the first step?" Ch.1 smiled, took clay, and worked the wheel silently. Hours later, a flawless bowl emerged. The young man said, "I see. You center the clay, open it, pull the walls." The master stopped him. "You have already missed it. The moment you name the steps, you follow a recipe. The Tao of the bowl cannot be spoken, it can only be lived." The young man stayed 10 years. He learned to forget technique, to become the clay itself. Only then did his bowls hold the light. This applies to you. You want a step-by-step guide to happiness. But the real thing cannot be captured in a list. It must be lived directly, without concepts. The potter's hands move not because he thinks, but because he is one with the clay. Your actions, when aligned with the Tao, flow naturally. This is Wu Wei, effortless action. Not doing nothing, but doing without forcing. The young man unlearned his need to name and control. In the end, the bowls made themselves through him. Let's unpack this. Laozi begins with a paradox. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The eternal Tao is the ground beneath the path, the silence that holds all words. You can describe the ocean, but the description is not the ocean. Similarly, your deepest self cannot be captured by a job title or personality type. The moment you say, "I am an introvert," you freeze a living process into a dead concept. Next, nameless is the origin, named is the mother. This is not chronological, it's simultaneous. The nameless is potential, the named is actual. Both arise together. Then the instruction, without desire, observe the mystery, with desire, observe the manifestations. When you let go of grasping, you perceive the ungraspable essence. When you engage with desire, you perceive beautiful forms. Both are valid. The problem is getting stuck in one. The sage moves between both, like a weaver. Finally, mystery beyond mystery, the gate to all wonders. This is an invitation to live in wonder. The gate is your own awareness, right now, before you name anything. The more you grasp the Tao, the more it slips away. Cup your hands gently, and it remains. Laozi emphasizes balance between desire and desirelessness, between doing and being. Most of us are stuck in doing. He invites you to also cultivate being, to sit with the mystery without solving it. From that stillness, actions become aligned and alive. I remember the first time this line stopped feeling abstract to me. I was not sitting in a temple or reading under perfect candlelight. I was just tired, trying to decide what kind of person I was supposed to become. Productive or peaceful? Ambitious or spiritual? Useful or free? And the more I tried to choose a name, the smaller my life felt. Laozi's first chapter helped me see that maybe the problem was not that I had failed to find the right label. Maybe the problem was that I was asking a living thing to become a fixed object. You may know this feeling too. You change, but your old definition follows you like a shadow. You outgrow a dream, but feel guilty because you once called it your purpose. The Tao gives you permission to let the name dissolve without calling that failure. So how does this help you today? First, in your identity. You are not your job title or Instagram bio. Those are names, useful, but not you. When you feel lost, don't search for a new label. Sit with the nameless. Feel the raw experience of being alive, breath, sensations, thoughts without clinging. Try this, for 1 minute, observe your thoughts without labeling them good or bad. In the space between thoughts, you may glimpse the nameless, a fullness beyond words. I tried this myself during a stressful period, and it felt like coming home to a room I'd forgotten existed. Second, in creativity. If you're a writer or artist, you know the terror of the blank page. The moment you name what you want to create, you limit it. Stay in the mystery longer. Let unnamed potential gestate. Then act from that fullness, not a predefined plan. Best ideas arise when you stop forcing. Third, in relationships. When you label someone a difficult or loving, you see them through that filter. Instead, see them fresh each moment. The Tao Te Ching says, "The sage has no fixed mind, he takes the people's mind as his mind." Let go of fixed labels and truly meet people. Finally, in purpose. Stop asking, "What is my purpose?" That question assumes a fixed answer. Instead, ask, "What is life asking of me right now?" Live the question. The purpose is not a destination, it's the quality of your attention in each moment. The nameless Tao is not a thing to find, it's the finding itself. This does not mean you become passive. It means you stop worshipping the label and return to the direct experience. If you are building a career, you still make choices. If you love someone, you still speak honestly. If you are lost, you still take the next step. But you do it with softer hands. Instead of demanding that life reveal the final title of your story, you ask, what is true now? What feels alive now? What is asking for care now? In that sense, purpose becomes less like a job description and more like listening. You do not need to name the whole river before taking a drink. You only need to notice where the water is moving. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. So here's the takeaway: your purpose isn't a name you find, it's a mystery you live. The moment you stop trying to define yourself, you become free to be yourself, fully, dynamically, alive. Laozi's wisdom isn't about giving up on meaning, it's about finding a deeper meaning that can't be captured in words. So next time you feel the urge to label yourself, pause. Take a breath. And let the nameless guide you. Thanks for watching. If this resonated, subscribe and join the conversation. Until next time, stay curious.